Welcome to Sharekhan Education. Now, today's video is slightly more interesting. It's because we are going to discuss about our thought process and our trading plan that we had on the day of budget on 1st of February. Now, all of us know, and all of us who saw the markets on the day of budget, you would have actually seen and experienced wild swings on either side. Now, typically on such a day, it is advised not to trade. Okay. However, if your levels are clear, if your plan is clear, you can go a little bit aggressive, obviously a little bit responsibly. So we are going to discuss two plans today. So there's one plan on Bank Nifty, which we had planned on a slightly aggressive note with our students during the budget time. And there was another plan in Torrent Pharma, which we had planned to get in and close before the budget begins at 11. So we are going to have a look at both the setups. First, we'll start with Bank Nifty, and hear me out what I said on Bank Nifty just before the budget started on 1st of Feb. Just to summarize the discussion on Bank Nifty, what I mentioned was Bank Nifty is slightly more bearish. You could see that even if market goes up or the stocks go up because of the budget, some of the banking stocks may face selling pressure at higher levels because their bigger time frames are not looking good. And Nifty is likely to be driven by some other sectors. As someone said, it could be IT, it could be metals, so on and so forth. But banking say wholehearted support milega. Of course, I'll have to be a little careful because today is budget. But otherwise, purely looking at charts, big stocks like ICICI Bank, SBI, they are not looking as good. Okay, जैसे निफ्टी में मैंने लेवल देखी है, बैंक निफ्टी में also you have a supply zone around the same point, so you can capitalize on this as well. Logically speaking, दोनों में साथ में short trade मत लीजिए, because if they work out, both will work out, and if they stop out, both will stop out. So ideally, if you are doing Nifty, then don't do Bank Nifty, and if you're doing Bank Nifty, don't do Nifty. Now that you are clear about my thought process and my overall view on Bank Nifty index, let us quickly check how did the banking index play out on that day. So this was the supply zone that you saw me marking on 1st of February. And this was the candle that was formed by 11:20. My expectation was Bank Nifty would come into this supply and would show a reaction downwards. However, because it was an event day, I had cautioned my students to not go overboard, trade in small position sizing, and have a reasonable RR expectation. So, for example, if your entry is at proximal line of supply, stop loss is above the distal line of supply, we have a certain rule, how much above the distal line of supply, and my target I had suggested was 1.5 and 2:1. Now, if you observed, we got entry right inside the supply zone. Okay. Now, this happened when there was a lot of euphoria surrounding the budget. Everyone was extremely gung-ho, extremely happy. News media were extremely positive. All the guests there, which I saw, okay, were good. But as traders, okay, I had a very, very positive outlook on the budget. But as traders, friends, we firmly believe that we have to disregard all the noise and we need to be slave of our levels. Now, our view may go right, our view may go wrong, our levels may work, our levels may not. But if there are odds in our favor, then we have to play those odds. Now, just around that euphoric time, we entered a short trade inside this supply, and you could see what happened immediately in the next candle. You had a sharp move down towards the closing part of the day on 1st of Feb. And you not only ended up getting 2:1, but you ended up getting full 3:1. The level worked out pretty well. Just goes to show that irrespective of any big impact events, economic news, as long as you have a SET, that is stop, entry, and target, and you have a plan in place, you can go ahead and play with odds in your favor. The second trade that I explained was in Torrent Pharma. Now, let us understand what we did in Torrent Pharma, what was our plan, and then let's check the outcome of the trade that we planned. This was also before the budget was announced. This is Torrent Pharma now. Okay, and as I'm looking Torrent Pharma, looking at it from a bearish perspective. So if I just plot the curve using trade zone identifier, one demand, one supply zone, multiplier one, and if you do the curve analysis, can I say I'm trading somewhere high to equilibrium of the zone? Yes or no? Yeah, you are trading somewhere near the supply zone. If I kind of take some confirmation via Bollinger Bands, what I'm also observing is on weekly band, there is still some space for the stock to go down till 1498. And on monthly band also around, it is around mean, but the monthly candle is pretty much bearish. It is reacting from a monthly rally based drop as well. So higher time frames भी इतने कुछ खास नहीं लग रहे. So Torrent Pharma बिगर टाइम फ्रेम में भी एक बेरिश पिक्चर दिखा रहा है और यहां से नीचे आने की चांसेस है. The 75 minutes time frame trend, because it's a daily income trade. What is my trend on 75 minutes? If you want, you can use smart trend indicator to make things easier. But it is very much evident that my 75 minutes trend is down. In a downtrend, we want to short in supply zone. So if I go to 30 minutes or 15 minutes time frame, doesn't matter. You have levels at both. You have a nice drop base and a drop level. So 1529 May it is opening. So my suggestion would be, friends, 50% of the quantity can be entered into supply. So जो भी position size आप plan कर रहे हो, let's say your position size is 5,000 rupees risk per trade, then 2,500 rupees risk per trade, you can plan on this supply beforehand, and remaining 2,500 you can enter as a confirmation entry when I tell. Is that clear, everyone? So friends, just share the screen. Torrent Pharma, you would have got entry exactly as per our plan. Yes or no, everybody? 1531. Nabanita says she has got entry. Samir says got entry. Others, okay, good. So 1531. So whatever is the position size, at least some of it you have got. So we will see how it pans out, and post observing the candlestick, we will see if we need to scale in and add more quantity. Okay, Pradeep ji, रखिए उधर. हो सकता है volatility में you will get your order, you will get your entry. Okay. जब तक इसका 1:1 नहीं आता तब तक आप आपका ऑर्डर सिस्टम में रख सकते हो. अगर ये ट्रेड 1:1 तक दे देता है तो फिर आप मतलब 1517, 1515 अगर गिरता है तो छोड़ दीजिए. But I think I had told much in advance, you would have got enough opportunity to enter. Excellent. So now that you understand what was my thought process in Torrent Pharma, let us see where the stock was and how did it play out. So this was the closing on 31st of Jan. So on 31st of Jan closing, we decided that when prices come to 1531, we are going to short. But again, because we were aware that there is an important event that might move the markets on either side, we were a little cautious, and I advise students to trade with a lesser position sizing. You could see that at 9:15 AM, we got entry right inside the first candle. And in the next 45 odd minutes, you saw us achieving complete 2:1. Now we closed this trade because obviously you can see the time here was 10:45 and 11. We were going to start off with budget. We did not want to take any risk. We were out of this trade by morning itself, and for the entire day, the stock kept on being choppy and sideways. So these were a couple of examples of how do we trade on the event days, and how does this entire thing happen. So our entry was at 1531. Exit was somewhere around 1513, 1516 odd levels, and our day was done. So it was analysis which went off well. It was trade that played out pretty well. Thank you very much. And if you like this video, please hit the like button and subscribe to Sharekhan Education channel. Thank you.
This should not be treated as a recommendation. Please conduct your own analysis or consult a financial advisor before investing.